Difficult, isn't it, when you've been ignored, the sort of thing. And this is now, it's very, very tricky indeed. When for a while it seemed like you were part of a folk singing group. You know who I'm talking about, of course, Keir and Carol. They sound like somebody from the swinging 60s, don't they? But now it looks like, despite Carol Vorderman, the alleged brains, of course, of Countdown for many years, well, seemingly she's fallen out with our Keir. First Angela, now Carol. Who's next? But it's about to get worse. As ever, let me explain. Lovely to see you, chums. Thank you as ever for joining me today. And this beautiful site behind me is in fact the historic Clifford's Tower in the very heart of York. If you look into that, there's some rather grisly things gone on in there over the years, and you can now climb all the way to the top of Clifford's Tower. I remember coming here when I was a kid at school, and there was none of these nice amenities like, the sort of things, bars to help you up the stairs with. You just have to have your own balance to get up there. Amazing place. So, as is of course the beautiful medieval city of York, famous of course for skullduggery, ghosts, backstabbing, you name it. You could say the same thing of course for the brand new Labour Party conference. And right on cue, which is going to be interesting, is this lady. That's right, Carol Vorderman, sometimes Countdown host, right? And then she left because they wouldn't give her £1 million a year to shuffle a few cards on an afternoon daytime quiz show. Can't understand why ITV Granada didn't see, well, the talent in Carol, can you? A few years down the line, Carol's popped up, threatening to fly around the world. We're still waiting for that one. And then she was an ambassador for the Royal Air Force. They decided to relinquish Carol's talents also. Didn't go even better for BBC Wales, bit of a fallout there. And then to top it all, apparently Carol had burnout and couldn't manage the couple of hours a week on a weekend show for LBC Radio. She seems to be running short on energy. Well, not anymore, because she's now decided to come out, and this is clearly going to be very difficult for Sir Keir Starmer to endure. She said that Keir Starmer will now not be Prime Minister again if there was a general election. You see, I told you Carol was full of brains, right? Now, where this gets even more twisted and interesting is, as you know, on the last general election, Carol very, very openly basically trying to get rid of the last government with her tactical voting, and through social media running down the British economy, the British government, and of course MPs, basically saying the only thing we can do for saviour is to get Sir Keir Starmer in. Well, a year and a bit down the line, Carol's had a change of tune. Why? Quite simple. Labour decided not to let Carol in. And many people tell me on the inside that, yes, the former British Deputy Prime Minister, Angela Rayner, was none too keen on Vorderman. Don't know why, and again, we have to say allegedly. Moving forward though, Carol had hoped to be offered the opportunity to speak at this year's Labour Party conference. You would have thought they're a little bit short on people now. Peter Mandelson's also gone, alongside the Housing Minister and Tulip Siddiq. Well, who do you turn to? Well, not Carol. They had more embarrassment, in fact, because they couldn't get rid of Angela's page quick enough outside the Labour Party conference brochure. So it's just been ripped out. She was there, but like her career, it's now gone. But back to Carol. She was speaking not at the conference, the way that she's purported on social media, but at a fringe benefit at the side of the conference. And Carol's relinquished all of those beautifications and decided to go more au naturel, as you can see from this particular picture. Now, according to the source, Keir Starmer could have had the opportunity to team up with Vorderman and really shake things up. She felt that she'd done a great ambassadorial job in helping to promote the party, and was left bereft when they decided not to snap up her talents. So now, some people might say, the lucky mayor of Greater Manchester, Andy Burnham, is now her firm favourite. And you know what happened last time Carol decided to pitch her tent at a firm favourite? Many people are suggesting that Andy Burnham may be a little bit busy to take Carol's call. Either way, she's not a woman to be spurned. Keir Starmer now knows that. Neil Shawn, Clifford's Tower, York.